Let's get loaded on Lansdowne.
As he holds up his little mom mug.
Hey, this is my Yeti mug. It costs $300.
Those are what a racket Yeti figured out.
Oh my god, dude! They have Yeti.
It'll keep your drink cold for like 4 days. Yeah, but I'm gonna drink it in like 45 minutes. No, 4 days.
Dude, as you know, we live in some kind of lower income areas, and it's like no one's you go walk into an Ace Hardware, like no one's buying a $600 cooler, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's just not happening. Like we're not in the
$600 cooler that fills up your entire trunk and can fit it fits like a 6-pack. I think Yetis are so stupid.
Oh, it is. I mean, unless you're like a serious hunter, like it does.
I was thinking like deep sea fishermen, same idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're going out on you have like a huge fishing yacht with your boys, but it's not even like a party. Like you guys are literally going to catch like swordfish and shit.
Johnny, you gotta take the rod. Yeah, stuff like that. Exactly.
Call the aquarium, Jay. Remember those assholes?
Those dickheads. It's a fucking sailfish, you asshole.
That was the.
Watch a goddamn Planet Earth. They're in every single one.
It's a baby whale. It's a baby whale and it's hurt. And then they go back and they say, maybe we can get some meat from, like, they're concerned about it, but yet they want to make money. Like,
might as well eat it.
How much meth were those guys on? Anyway, all right. Good intro to the show. What episode is this, by the way? Crap.
This is episode 94.
Episode 94. We're close. We're getting there. All right. Episode 94. Welcome to episode 94.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the suicide pact. That episode of shit.
I loaded on Lansdowne. I'm your host, Mark.
Here's the deal.
Alongside me always, virtually for the last time, by the way, next time we get together, it will be in person. I can't wait for that. Is Andrew Andrews.
That means I got to clean the studio.
Yeah, you got to clean it up.
It's bad.
Get it clean. I'll just sit on that beanbag and hug the panda. We'll be all good to go. All right. So Andy, before we start, I forgot to mention this in our pre-show chat. But did you get
right away? All preparation done. Okay, go ahead.
By the way, our pre-show chats are like 30 seconons long. Did you get the news about Trevor Bauer and the scuffing of the baseballs? Have you heard this?
That night? I can't believe I'm going to say. I'm kind of with Trevor Bauer on this one. And I don't want to be, because I think he is a grade A 100% fucking drone using douche. But, all right, my drones. Anyways, and I love lightsabers. And all right, but they take balls all the time. Major League made it clear they're going to be checking things. I don't think this is a Trevor Bauer thing. I think those were just the random balls they were collecting during the game to see what's going on. I think it's going to happen quite a bit. I think it's already happened a bunch of times and hasn't been reported on because people aren't paying attention to it. So I'm kind of with him on this one. I don't think this is a Trevor Bauer thing.
Yeah, I really don't care when, everyone's making a big deal how he said no comment, and they're like, well, you have a comment for everything. It's like, yeah, he comments on other people, but when it's about him and when he's under investigation and so forth, really, I don't expect him to make a comment. It's like, oh, well, let's see what happens, right? So I
get a little bit of a tweet storm though about just the whole they're taking balls all the time and something they're doing. Now the idea that they're going to monitor spin rate and see if it changes to, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty aggro.
Wow.
I think it's a waste of resources.
The nerds are even taking over investigation. It's everywhere in baseball.
It's just like, yeah, it's like the dudes who couldn't play baseball in high school, and not saying I was some superstar, but like dudes who couldn't play baseball are just like, well, I'll get him with the numbers. It's just like, oh my God.
How about we worry about throwing a pitch in fucking 20 seconds? Mm-hmm. How about you do that? And you know what? if every pitcher can promise to get on the mound and throw the fucking ball, I'm going to allow you to cheat. I'm going to give you a list of 10 things you're allowed to put on your neck that you can get on the ball.
Exactly. Pine tar, rubber.
Whatever. Dude, if it's going to get on the fucking mound and throw.
Throw the freaking bitch, dude. All right. So yeah, that's the Trevor Bauer thing. Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of don't care.
No, it's a non-story so far.
Like scuffing a baseball is the last thing I care about. All right. Anyway. All right. So let's talk about what's happened so far. Of course, we couldn't go last week because of COVID related shots. Well, that's fine. I felt like crap after my
I had about a solid 4 hours. I had my second shot on Saturday. On Sunday, there was a solid 5 hours where I really felt bad.
Which one did you get?
Moderna.
Okay, I got Pfizer, and I was down for the count for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I popped a bunch of Advil and but I feel you. It hit me like it was like boom, like now like you're tired and your legs don't work.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm good. And then I kind of, the in-laws came over for Easter breakfast. I cooked breakfast for everybody, and then I was just wiped. And it was time to shut down.
Yep. So we didn't go last week, but we're back weekly now. All right. So look, opening weekend was a disaster. We all know it. All right. Started out with a rain out, which should have been a signal. All right.
You know what though, and people criticize them for the rain out because I mean they could have played. I have no problem with the rain out. It's the first time you're having fans. I mean, what are you gonna do? The first time you're gonna have fans in the stands in over a year, and it's gonna be a shitty, miserable, cold, rainy day. I mean, come on.
Everyone knew that the weather the next day was going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them at all. And that's why that day is built in, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they play one.
It's always every other day. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, every opening day, every home opener, it's like you have that day and then the next day. That's why the Red Sox don't play today. It's a weird anomaly, right? It's Friday and the Red Sox aren't playing because it was the Orioles home opener yesterday. So they build in that day to make sure that, at least fans, if they can't do it one day, they can do it the next day. So, but in any case, so then the Red Sox are shut out 3-0 by John Means.
Who was much better than I thought.
He pitched a hell of a game. First time since 1976 that the Red Sox were shut out on opening day. I was 15 months old on that day. But the story of that day, there was no offense. I mean, that's number one. There's only 2 hits, I believe.
Yeah.
For the Red Sox, there were 2 hits. Kiki Hernandez gets a base hit, in the bottom of the first, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Promptly gets picked off at first.
He's nervous.
He was nervous, probably, and JD Martinez had a hit. Nothing much to talk about. Evaldi pitched well. He went 5.1, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 4. The guy pitched great. It was a shame they lost. There was no
Stop. So is that what we're doing now? 5 innings, we're saying great?
In 2021 in April, yes.
All right. Yeah.
Because that's all they're pitching them anyway. We're doing stuff a little different today, folks. We're gonna kind of rapid fire through all the games they've played so far and then comment on some of the players and everything else. We're not doing a breakdown of all the games, but we are kind of going through them. All right, game 2. This was the Tanner Houck game. All right. Oh. He came in and pitched because Erod obviously was scratched, okay, from his start. So Red Sox lose 4-2. All right. JD Martinez, though, 3 hits. Rafi Devers had that throwing error where he threw it over the second baseman's head. That was a disaster.
Of the whole weekend, JD Martinez, JD Martinez is probably we'll talk about it later, but he was he was the shining point of the whole weekend.
Absolutely.
You're gonna keep saying his name, which is that, and that's about it.
He's on every one of my notes.
Yep.
Every game. So, so you got Devers with the era, and the thing I want to comment on Devers is whenever JD Martinez's contract is up, I think he has 2 more years left on the deal, off the top of my head.
But he has options, so if he plays well this year, he's going to be on. He's gone.
Yeah. I mean, he chose to pick up his own option.
I think it's him every year though is the decision.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But once JD Martinez is gone, I think Rafi Devers has to become your DH as long as he's hitting the ball. Like he can hit the ball because this, he can't field well, and I think it has to do more with his head than anything else.
No, I think he's a borderline mental patient. Yes,
and we're gonna get to that later on as well. But here's the thing that bothered me, Andy, about Houck's comments. All right. He said after the game, first of all, let's read his line. Okay, so he went, Tanner Houck went 5 innings, gave up 6 hit, 3 earned runs. By the way, my cat's going mental right now, so if you hear stuff, it's the cat. Gave up 3 earned runs. I'm sorry, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, struck out 8. He had 8 strikeouts. That's the type of pitcher this kid is. But I mean, if you gave up 3 runs in 5 innings, would you be all like pumped up? Because, I think this is kind of a plague with younger players. And I think you're seeing it with the Celtics specifically. Okay. Where it's like, dude, if your team loses, it's almost like in my brain, I'm like, if your team loses, don't say anything positive about yourself. Does that make sense? Like, is this old school?
I mean,
or what?
Yeah, it's in the past, a guy pitches a 1-hitter, and his team loses. He says he didn't do enough. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
And it's bullshit, and everybody knows. But it's kind of just it's this self-affirming attitude where we all like. It's the whole world right now. It's this attitude where not only do we have to really feel good about ourselves, we have to make sure everybody else knows we feel good about ourselves. You know what I mean? It's so this whole self-care, but you can't just do self-care. You have to advertise your self-care.
Right.
He's right now, man.
So, I don't know much about him. I know in my mind, he's a stud. By the way, I don't have any problem with the Red Sox moving him back down to Worcester, because he will be up in this rotation in however many starts, someone either gets hurt.
Name it, Evaldi
Rod gets hurt, Evaldi gets hurt, Garrett Richards is ineffective, Martin Perez is whoever,
No,
he's going to be up in this rotation. I don't mind them sending him to Worcester to get innings in. I don't.
Are they playing?
Yeah, real soon. I don't know if they're playing yet. It's pretty soon. We might want to squeeze in some Worcester talk at the end of this too.
Oh, geez, Worcester talk.
I might.
Hold on, fans. There's some hot Worcester talk coming.
Yeah. Well, hey, I might abandon the Boston Red Sox and turn my attention toward the Worcester Red Sox for a number of different reasons. But and look, here's the thing. The other thing I wanted to say about Tanner Houck. Look, his parents were in the crowd that night, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a break. It's the first time they've ever seen him pitch because he started his career last year. Obviously, there were no fans in the stands, so maybe, just maybe, he was all pumped up to see, that his parents were there and his sisters or whatever the hell was going on. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of that though. All right, let's move on. Game 3 was the biggest shit show to date.
Oh, that was a bad one.
That was the Garrett Richards game. Okay, he was awful. Let's break him down.
That's the person.
What's that?
Tanner Hawk's going to be filling that guy's job. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be either
$10 million a year,
ineffectiveness, or and this guy used to be pretty good pitcher for the Angels back in the day. He went 2 innings, gave up 7 hits. He gave up 6 runs, all earned. He walked 2 dudes. He struck out 2.
He only throws off-speed pitches to the lower corner of the outside plate.
20,
Try and catch something.
yeah, exactly. 27.00 ERA currently. So that's pretty good. That's good, right?
Yeah, no, it.
I didn't say 2.70. I said 27.00.
Well, the goal is to be as high as possible, right?
No.
Oh.
See, ERA is like golf, Andy, right? You don't.
Oh, that's why I have so much trouble at golf. I always think I'm winning.
Like, dude, I just shot a 200, right?
Yeah.
What's the perfect bowling score? 300?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I usually golf. All right. So anyway, that was a disaster. He was awful. JD Martinez hits a home run. Red Sox lose 11-3 that game. Just an utter disaster. Josh Taylor comes in. He gives up 4 runs.
Oh God, poor Josh Taylor.
Rest of the guys are all right. Whitlock was great. Sawamura was good. I like this Sawamura guy. He's been pitching great.
I liked watching him pitch. I thought he was fun. You kind of had no idea where the ball was going. The catcher didn't have any idea where the ball was going because he kind of just set up in the middle and then.
You know what though? I like his face.
Yeah.
When he gets the ball, and he's just like, yep. He's like, he's kind of like, yeah, blew that one. He brings this intensity. He reminds me, he's wearing Koji's number, I guess, and I guess it is a tribute to Koji, why he picked number 19. But I like where that guy's going. And of course, Adam Ottavino gave up a run. He kind of had a lousy inning, two base on balls, whatever. Gave up 2 hits.
Every at bat was a struggle with him in that game.
So that game was a disaster. But again, the comments afterwards by Garrett Richards were, I felt pretty good. My spin rate was XYZ, and my arm felt really good. I think the shift just got me. I tried to find the exact quote on the internet, Andy, and I couldn't find it. I searched for it for 45 minutes.
No,
I don't know what's going on, if John Henry is censoring this shit or what. I could not find the quote.
It's a huge
the shift. It was about the shift.
No, it was something to they hit the ball to where the guys weren't. I don't know if that was because they were in the shift so much. It was something to that. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You were terrible. No. Terrible.
Do not blame this shit on the shift. You say, dude, you didn't last 2 innings.
No compete.
You say I didn't pitch well. It's absolutely terrible. I have to do better. Absolute disaster. I don't care how you felt. I don't care how you felt. You know what I'm saying? Like
his pitching was of somebody who clearly didn't feel like they had it, didn't feel like they could challenge anybody. He never challenged somebody. He never came inside on somebody. He never threw every single pitch was just either a breaking ball or a slider, cutter, or whatever, just to that low outside, try to clip the plate on the way by, but 3 out of 4 times it's going to be a ball. It was just, every single at bat, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, maybe 3-1. Brutal.
Stupid haircut, stupid mustache, looked like a clown out on the mound, pitched like a clown. Go into your your virtual Zoom meeting with the press and just say, when people are like, well, how'd it go out there? You say terrible. And that's it.
Yeah.
Don't say anything else.
Did you see me on the mound in the 3rd inning? No? Guess what? That's bad.
Right, exactly. Cora's pulling everyone in the 5th anyway.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even get through the 2nd.
You don't take out awesome pitch. Yeah. How'd you think it went? Like the coach doesn't take awesome pitchers out in the middle of the 2nd inning.
Right.
Hey, listen, kid, you're doing great. Why don't you take a rest?
Yeah. Take a seat. We don't need you. But I mean, to your point, right? Like this is, baseball is becoming a 6 innings, 7 innings at the most game for starting pitchers. And, then you're bringing in bullpen. All right, whatever. Let's move on. because we're doing rapid fire. All right. So
rapid.
after an 0-3 start,
chicken. Now the season really starts.
Chicken Little, sky is falling. Everyone's like, I didn't even care. I'm just like, I'm gonna watch the games. I think it's pretty.
I
think it's pretty fun. Whatever. Fans are somewhat back in the stands, so I'm watching because I watch the Red Sox even when they suck. Because by the way,
I hate watch almost. I hate watch.
Oh yeah, I hate watch and I comedy watch. I watch to see them if they're playing like shit. I watch to laugh. Forgot to mention, first time the Sox have started 0-3 since Bobby Valentine in 2012. But first time they get swept in an opening day series since 1948. Although that team went on to go 96-59. And they finished second in the American League. There was no division titles then.
96 wins and your season's over.
Yep.
That's tough.
Yep. So
that's a tough world.
That's why they did the playoffs, because back in the day it was
no pitchers.
American League, champion in the National League, and that was it.
Let's go.
And that's look, that doesn't bring in the fans. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You gotta have a reason. And
you get it. Because
too many teams are out of it.
Half the teams are out by May, right? All right.
I'll tell you, back then, no one was saying, "I thought I pitched well, but the ball just went where the players weren't." What are you gonna do?
No, they smoked after the game. They smoked a butt and they went back to work in the freaking steel mill. That's what they did. They went to the coal mine because that was their real job. All right. So. Turn of events. The Red Sox play the defending American League champions, the Tampa Bay Rays.
The lowly Tampa Bay Rays.
So on Monday, the Red Sox absolutely demolished the Rays, 11-2. The pitching was off the damn hook on this one. So this was Jesus. All right. Oh, this was Pavetta's game. This was Nick Pavetta's game. Kind of a hopeful young guy that the Red Sox got from the Phillies in the Workman trade, right?
Yeah, no, he
looked good, man. He looked great. And by the way, we were dogging on Pavetta, and good friend of the show and Red Sox podcaster Terry Cushman private messaged me, and he said, I listened to your podcast, and he said, listen, he's like, I think you're going to be surprised with Pavetta. And, so far, right.
Better than Garrett Richard.
Yeah. Really only one guy struggled in this one. Pavetta did well. The only guy that struggled was Darwinzian Hernandez, our boy from, that I thought was going to be a stud. Guy sucks. Absolutely sucks.
From the Galapagos.
JD Holmers for the first time. JD Franchi and Franchi Cordero and Alex Verdugo all had 2 RBIs. The Red Sox bullpen was great, man. Pitching in general. The Rays were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And that's what you need to have. And I know Tony Maz and those guys were talking about it. What Garrett Richards wasn't, Pavetta was, because I think he had 2 guys on, a bases loaded or something, and there was like 1 out, and he pitched his way out of it, And that, to your point earlier about Richards, he battled.
Yep.
Pavetta battled, and he showed heart, and he showed grit, and he made it happen. All right, Tuesday, Martin Perez, the Red Sox's best pitcher last year.
That's right.
For the most part, right?
Most consistent, definitely.
All right. So the Red Sox win 6-5. This was the extra innings game. And this one was wild. I watched a bunch.
This is a good game. This is the first time this season where I was really I was into it. Everything. Yep. All the games before were on. Even when they were winning, they were just kind of really winning. So a lot of things were in the background. You know what I mean?
I want to say this about Martin Perez as I was watching him. He works so quickly.
Yes, he does.
So refreshing to watch him because
he gets to use a little dab. You know what I'm saying? With his,
Yeah, maybe him and Trevor Bauer on the same team.
In my system, he gets this because he's fast.
But look, I watched last year kind of, but it's COVID and there's no fans and it's just like, man, whatever. I watched this game. I watched a lot of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched like the 7th. Watching him pitch was so refreshing because, I think about David Price and I'm comparing them because they're both lefties. That's the only reason. Okay. Price is clearly a better pitcher, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But Price takes 48 minutes to throw a pitch. Okay. Like to see, the breathing and the planning and the stepping and the jersey touching and like everything else. It's just like, holy crap, dude, just throw the ball. And that's Martin Perez. I like his attitude. He loves Boston. He wanted to be here. I think that's why they signed him. I think he was ready to just be like, look, I want to pitch here. That dude got the ball, caught the ball, walks to the mound, 3 seconds, steps on the rubber. He's ready to friggin' go.
Quick nod, let's go. 10
seconds after he threw a pitch, he was ready to throw the next pitch. His infielders have to appreciate that. Everyone behind him has to appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody in the game.
And, it's like anything else, right? It's like if you don't enforce something, if you make a rule and you don't enforce it, people are going to take advantage. All right. Make Martin Perez your little sample there of what is right about baseball, because I enjoyed that. I enjoyed watching him pitch because he delivered a goddamn pitch within a minute. I don't know, Andy.
It was good. No, it was really good. It was moving right along, and just the fact that it's so different of so many. I mean, you mentioned Price, but so many pitchers just taking forever, and he was just it was like a little league pitcher getting the ball. Let's go.
Who is that dude from the Rays? They talked about it on the can't think of his name.
I didn't see it.
They mentioned it on one of the I was listening on the radio. It was that 3:00 game. I was listening to it on the way home from work, but they were saying this dude takes his time. Right. And it's just like, you're just like, ay.
You realize it the most on the radio when the announcers are even kind of like,
yeah. And Red Sox radio, like that's when you want it to be a slow day, right? It's like it's Saturday, it's like May. It's a May Saturday. You're raking leaves, you're doing whatever, and you're just like, who cares how long this game is? And even they're saying like, this dude is too slow. Snoozer. All right. So anyway, this was the game, Andy, where JD Martinez screws up, forgets how many outs there are, right? And then he wins the game in the 12th.
He's on fire. It doesn't matter.
And he joked about it, and he said, yeah, that was the plan all along. And I like that jokey attitude. He's like, look, listen,
when you win, you can joke about it. Yeah.
Right. But he backtracked. He said, listen, it was boneheaded, whatever he said. He's like, look, I'm glad I was able to help the team win. And it was a great win for the Red Sox.
It happens to everyone at some point.
Absolutely. All right.
Patrice Bergeron fell down, and they scored the game-winning goal in overtime because he tripped. I mean,
right. It happens to the best.
Of course, the next night he scored 2 goals because he was, making sure.
Yeah. Is Patrice Bergeron the face of Boston sports right now?
No, Brad Marchand is.
Yeah.
I think Boston sports.
I mean, I think Marchand's the best player in Boston sports right now.
I think people like Marchand better right now. He's on fire.
Doesn't he have more shorthand goals than like
7 other players on the team? Yeah, I heard that.
Other players or something.
There's 7 guys on the team who have less than he has shorthanded this year. The face, Alex, and they were saying this on the radio because someone said, "Who's the face of the Red Sox?" I mean, is Alex Cora the face of Boston sports right now?
No, because Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, but you know what? There you go. Bill Belichick might be the face of Boston sports right now.
You're gonna go that argument, then you go Belichick.
I think he might be the face.
Because everyone hates the Celtics right now because they suck, and they're underachieving and they're whiny bitches. So it's like no one is into the Celtics right now. Now you want to talk about the face of Boston sports, that it's either Robert Kraft or Bill Belichick. It's not
I
out,
think it's Belichick.
but I mean,
I
I'm talking players. Who we got?
know. If you asked me 3 months ago, the answer was Jason Tatum. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you ask Bogarts,
Yeah, I was thinking that.
no. For us, because we like baseball, but
Yeah, but I like hockey too, and I don't know if I mean Bergeron's been there for. I'm sticking with Bergeron.
that's why I think you can't even count hockey, or you can count baseball. Because I mean, you ask a bunch of kids in high school, you a Bogarts fan, there's a lot of kids going to ask you who the hell you're talking about. I mean, it's got to be a Celtic.
And hockey's a very, shall we say, limited demographic.
Yeah. Very privileged if you play. Yes, I understand. But it might still be Tatum, which is bad if it is.
Yeah. Well, he's on that Subway commercial where he has bacon on his sub, so that's cool.
Like if he's the face, if he's the best we got to put forward right now, that ain't great.
Hey, buddy. All right, Wednesday's game. All right, so look, Christian Vasquez, dude.
Yeah.
When that dude hits home runs, so the Red Sox win 9-2. So now they're starting to just crush. All right. Pitching's lining up, hitting's lining up. Vasquez hits a homer. The Red Sox were 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position. All right. That's really good.
That's getting it done, man.
That's just getting that shit done. Speaking of Xander Bogaerts, he had 3 hits in this one. This was
really this was the first time I really kind of remembered he was on the team, to be honest.
But yeah, I mean, he usually starts slow anyway. I mean, he's my favorite player on the Red Sox. I love Xander Bogaerts. But this was Evaldi's second start of the season. He's the only one who's gone, 2 up until this point. Again, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run. His ERA right now is 1.46. Just a great game. Red Sox crush the Rays, and they end up sweeping them.
So they're back to 500. Everyone's feeling pretty good.
Yep. And then finally, Thursday, which was yesterday, we have the return of Erod. Right, Erod returns.
This was his performance was probably the most I've been surprised this entire season. I wholeheartedly 100% expected this dude to come back. First of all, I thought he was going to go on the injured list, and the fact that he pitched on yesterday, I was very, very surprised about. The fact that he didn't even miss like 3 or 4 starts, because I thought that was coming.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I thought he was going to throw like no, they would have taken him out before that, but I thought he was going to throw like 85 pitches in 3 innings, give up 4 runs, walk 3 people, and be out.
Yep.
So I was very pleasantly surprised by this. This is the most I've been surprised all year, is that performance that he had.
Yeah, he pitched really well. And here's the thing.
No walks.
Yeah, no walks. And I was listening to the radio and I forgot who it was. It might have been what's his name? Zolak and Bertrand. I think they were saying that he couldn't walk for like the entire summer after the COVID thing, because he had that he got the thing with the heart thing with the COVID.
That heart, yeah.
And which some people got, because there's all sorts of weird side effects with COVID. Any virus, there's weird side effects, by the way. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's COVID or the flu or whatever. Some people just never recover from some of these things. And sometimes it leads to cancer and like all this stuff. Like it's insane. But he couldn't walk. He like couldn't walk for like 2 or 3 months.
All right, I don't know.
Well, I didn't know the extent of it. I didn't know the extent of the thing.
I did not know it was that bad. I thought he was, but I mean, yeah, I guess. I'll buy it.
You're gonna give it to him?
I guess.
Get out there, you pussy! Get him out there.
Of course, he had the worst. I mean, it's like,
he did. Yeah, like
his knee. He has the worst knee twist in the history of knee twists.
Hey, listen, Felger was talking about that. He goes, of course this guy got it the worst because he just
it's like right.
But back to our point, right? You know, listen, he's started to put together a nice little career, but he is injury prone, and you know, expect to see Tanner Houck up here. Let's just
oh yeah.
So Devers hits his first home run. Verdugo, Vasquez, Martinez, they all double. That's Kiki Hernandez's first home run as well. Yeah, I mean, it was he struck out 7, walked no one, gave up 3 earned runs, but overall, pretty solid start for Erod. And you know, my thing, Andy, is look, at the very least, you know, do I think this team is going to win 95 games? I don't. I had them pegged for, a lot of people had them pegged for like 70 wins. I thought they were going to win more than that. I had them pegged for low end of the spectrum 77, high end of the spectrum 82. That's what I had them pegged for, and I'm going to stand by that because it's too short of a sample size at this point.
Yeah, I had him closer to 75, but I think Chris Sale's going to have a big part in that. Whether he comes back or not is going to really determine if it's you or me, kind of for the predictions.
All right. So I have a question. I have a question for you. Seeing how they played against the Rays, and the Rays are a legit ball club. I mean, I know they lost 2 of their best starting pitchers in Charlie Morton and your boy there with anemia or whatever.
Oh, the blood boy, yeah.
Right.
And I liked the
first.
Yeah. And then the first Snell I liked. And then the first game, who pitched for them? Garnett or he's got kind of shaggy hair.
Yeah, that's the guy who
he looked good.
My brain is drawing a blank as well. That's the guy who takes forever.
Yeah, but I did like the way he threw. He throws hard.
Yeah, he throws hard, and he pitched okay. The Red Sox they get to him.
Yeah.
Fenway, especially at Fenway Park, they had some stat, and he just doesn't pitch well there.
Anyways, your question?
What's up?
You had a question. This whole thing started as I have a question for you, Andy.
Yeah, I forgot it. Okay. All right. No, here's my question. I remembered it. Do you think if the Red Sox are starting to cruise here a little bit, right? Things are starting to go a little bit better than everyone anticipated. Do you think Chaim Bloom maybe makes an early move as far as getting some pitching depth? Because we know we're not getting Sale till at least after the All-Star break. So
now, are we talking, you say depth? I mean, are we talking he's picking someone up off the waiver wire, or he's using a bag of balls to trade, someone's giving away a contract kind of deal?
I mean, let's think about, the whole thing.
The Red Sox unfortunately, the Red Sox really don't have anything to give away to do like a blockbuster move.
Yeah, not a bunch. But do you see him? All right, so let's put it this way. So, Rick Porcello has no team right now. I mean, do you
don't do this to me?
Do you
don't even wish this into existence.
I mean, he's super dreamy, dude.
I know he said hi to you once. I get it. He's nice to your kid. Okay.
No, but do you see something like that? Honestly, like a move like that where it's like, okay, we're doing really well here. Now I want to kind of bolster stuff up so we don't have to bring in, we don't have to dip into the minor leagues, because the minor league system is getting better.
No, it's getting better. I see them doing something if they can really, in their mind, rationalize that they won the deal. You know what I mean? Like if they can get somebody on the cheap who they think has a lot of upside, and I guess this is why you're paying Chaim Bloom the big money, because he's going to put a whole bunch of guys who are cheap into the supercomputer, and that's going to tell us which one is going to all of a sudden show up at Fenway and like help them win the World Series. You know what I mean? Because they're not, as a whole, I don't think they're good enough to really make a big move. I don't think they're good enough for the owner to absorb a huge contract on somebody who's underperforming that contract. You know what I mean? Because someone's trying to get rid of him.
I do, and you know, I did listen to an interview with them, with the owners, John Henry and Warner, and they did say, you know, that this is their plan is for sustainability. So they're willing to bite the bullet to be Rays-esque, Tampa Bay Rays-esque, and then supplement that with obviously the money they have. But the problem is right now they don't have as much money that they usually have because of COVID-19.
Yeah, I know. They're not all eating bologna sandwiches up in that up in the sky.
They're not, but you know that shit translates into the team. You know, how much money can you put into the team? All right. So that was the week recap, I guess. All right. So it has been 1 week, 7 days of Red Sox baseball. So we're gonna do the 3 up, 3 down. Andy, we're gonna talk about our three worst performers and our 3 best performers of the week.
Can we do best first, because worst is always more fun?
Yeah, we can do best first. Absolutely.
All right.
So who do you got? So number 3.
Number 3, I would say Whitlock.
Okay, good.
Just because more of the upside to him, you know what I mean, from what I see. So he's my 3rd.
I got to tell you this too. I mean, that was a trade from the Yankees.
That was one of those Rule 5 deals. So that was more than a trade from the Yankees. That was a steal from the Yankees.
Absolutely. And I remember Hubs from Barstool talking about it, and I think he said he didn't like it at all because I thought he had faith in him
because he had surgery. So the Yankees put him out there on the Rule 5, thinking that no one will take him because he just had surgery. And Mavs was talking about this today, so I can't take credit for this idea, but he's a little bit of that shows a little high in bloom in the team. You know what I mean? Because with Tampa Bay, that's what you would do. You bring the guy in. With Rule 5, you have to put him on the roster. If you don't put him on the roster, he goes back to the team you got him from. So the fact that a lot of teams will just bring people in, see them at spring training, and then send them back. It's a free kind of just hang out.
Smell you later.
So the Red Sox never did stuff like that before. Not as much because they're the Boston Red Sox, and
disposable income. Yep.
We pay our players, so maybe that's a little bit of what he can bring to the table. So
that's a really good point. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
yeah,
that's right. For my up, I have Nathan Eovaldi.
I like that a lot.
1.46 ERA, 11 strikeouts and 2 earned runs and 2 starts. I mean, he actually leads the team right now in WAR. I mean, the season's early, so the WAR stats aren't going to be insane, but right now he's 0.7 WAR at this moment. But he's their best. Technically speaking, he's their best player right now. He looks good. He is firing the ball. I've always loved Nathan Eovaldi when he's healthy. I mean, really, if he can stay friggin' healthy, he's a really good pitcher and he freaking dominates guys. He really does.
Yep.
He's got good stuff. He's got a great attitude. He's wicked competitive. Love the guy. Just stay on the mound, dude. All right, so number 2, what do you got, Andy?
I got the catcher, Vasquez. Real happy, man. Last year just came out of his shell. I mean, he was good, but last year he really came out of his shell, was hitting well. It's man, to have a catcher that can hit is rare right now. It's rarer than it's ever been. And he's very good defensively. He's playing well. He seems to handle the pitchers very well. You hear good things about that. There's no one who doesn't want him. You know what I mean? There's no one on the staff right now who has another catcher as their guy. So
Yeah, except for like Molina, who's been there on the Cardinals, who's been there since like Molina's been there since like 1947, right? Or 1946 when when the Cardinals beat. I mean, like it
Oh,
just
I assumed this was just like the 5th generation of Molina. They just keep replacing
they're
it with
just
the next
cloning.
clone.
It's
Yeah,
cloning. All right.
it's like a breeding. It's a Molina mill down. They got them all in cages, just waiting to go to
just like catch.
the red catchers. Yeah.
But it is. I mean, it's insane. But that's also my number 2, Christian Vasquez. Dude, he is hitting. First of all, he leads the team in hitting. Right now, he's hitting .458. He has 11 hits. He has 3 doubles, 2 home runs. And by the way, his home runs are loud as fuck, dude. He smashes those things. He hit one out of it was like onto the Mass Pike, or at least onto Lansdowne. Like, it was insane. But look at this stat. 2 stolen bases already this year. A catcher.
He had 4 last year.
Right? He's got 2 already this year. P.S. I saw I ran across it on like, it was like a meme or like or a GIF or whatever you want to call it. Something on the interwebs.
One of those computer things.
One of those computer things. Of Vasquez taking batting practice a couple of years ago, and like the batting practice mat, it was super windy and it blew up and it kind of hit him in the face, and that was kind of the joke of the meme. But I was looking at Vasquez's body. He was like super fat, dude. He's gotten lean and strong, and that is probably why we're seeing what we're seeing.
You think he's working out really hard?
No, this is non-steroid.
Oh yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
No, because it's the weight thing. He's dropped mad pounds and also steroids. Okay. Who do you got for your number 1?
I could have gone a couple ways. I think you'll do the other one. I'm gonna go with JD Martinez. I think, or the other choice is Erod. I'll do one of the two. I'm very happy with both. I'll go with JD because he didn't miss his first start. Talk about somebody who needs to play better. You know what I mean? Who just needed this, who needed a good start. If he got off to a bad start with what happened last year, it'd be real hard to figure things out. The fact that he's off to a good start, it's even if he dips a little bit, he knows he can do it again. You know what I mean? So it's a real good sign.
Yeah, I also had JD Martinez for my number 1. 433, 13 hits, 7 doubles, 2 home runs, 12 RBI already. What I noticed about him, and he was talking about the video thing, right? Because everyone's like, wow, he lost his video, Binky. It's like, he didn't lose his video, Binky, right? It's like you just can't watch games live. You can, as soon as he gets up and strikes out or gets a home run, he can go back in there.
Yeah, so it's a minute later. Yeah.
And watch his at bat. You just can't watch it live, right? Watch anyone else's live. So
he can't just sit on a couch in the locker room.
Right. I mean, that's a really big fallacy. And then here's the thing that I love about him, right? One of his home runs hit the pesky pole.
Yeah.
Right. You saw that one. So that, of course, that's a 206 foot, right, home run. And then once he hit that, I've been noticing he's like, I like that.
I can just
he's going the opposite way, baby. Like, I'm seeing him kind of thinking about that at Fenway Park, being like, look, it is so easy to hit a home run
out there, man.
At Fenway Park in right field if you're a right-handed batter and you go the opposite way. I mean, all you have to do is just boink. It's either going to hit it or it's going to curve around what would be a foul ball in every other park. This guy's going to hit home runs. And I think that's in his head, and I think he's going to be a better hitter for it. I think you're going to see a lot. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of this.
I like that.
All right. So kind of, we've been going here for a while here. We're almost an hour here. All right.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We didn't.
We'll go rapid. What do you get? We're going down now, right?
Yeah, we're going down. What do we got?
I think my number one, and it's tough to pick, but it hasn't affected the team as much. But as far as what we saw in spring training and what's really happened in the real season, I think the first baseman, Bobby Dahlbach, people need to kind of talk about that a little bit. I mean,
gonna pump the brakes on that thing a little bit.
A little bit. We're talking. Okay, his and I didn't know this could happen, to be honest. His WAR is -0.3. for all these people who love to explain some kind of stat that makes us want to like guys like this. 18 at bats, only 2 hits, no home runs, 7 strikeouts.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like shit.
Actually, the 7 strikeouts was lower than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, he's playing a decent first base. I haven't
noticed anything bad. Yeah.
But I mean,
best first baseman, you don't really notice.
Big, strong guy. He needs to hit bombs. That's what he was known for last year, and I'm sure the book is out on him, right?
Yeah, he had 7 home runs in spring training, though.
Right, and people are like, okay,
the Grapefruit League.
This is going to be grapefruit Mayor's Cup champions, boss. Yeah, I think so. All right, so for my number 3, my 3 down, Rafael Devers. 182. What he's charged with 1 error, but my argument is not really. I've seen him have 2 plays where he's cut off.
He had way more than 1. No, just we can get things going. He's my number 2 also. So, but one error? No.
No, I mean, he's cut off. I've seen him cut off Xander Bogaerts twice this year, where it's like he's like kind of like jumped in and like dove for the ball, or was like, oh, I can get to that,
or he's kind of fumbled the ball and they call it an infield hit, and it's
right. No, dude, he has 1 error, but he really should have 3.
And Mark,
because if he doesn't screw up that crap, Xander Bogaerts kind of comes over, does a backhand, throws it to first. It's an out. And then, Devers like knocks it down and he's like fumbling and bumbling. He's thinking about,
it's getting in his head. It's affecting him at the plate. I can't take an entire year of him talking to himself at the plate, man. It's just like every time he misses the ball, he's like, oh, he got me that time, but next time I'm getting him this time. Like it's like, oh, that was a good play. It's oh my, you're not really thinking about it that much. And I do think that his play in the field is what's really affecting him behind the plate, because it seems like, and it seems like the ravings of a madman when he's at the plate, and I can't do it all year, man. Yep. You got me on that one. I'll get you this time. It's like, come on, dude.
I always hated the yup. Got me on that one. Always. Like when I was playing.
Respect. It's like, shut up.
Like playing high school baseball and seeing like these kids that were baseball hardos, right? But they really couldn't like do. They weren't superstars, right? And they'd be like. And it'd be like, we played against Brian Rose, all right, who ended up pitching for the Red Sox. He was drafted in the major leagues, a pitch for Dartmouth High, drafted by the Red Sox, pitched for the Red Sox for a while, was pretty effective for a while, all right, kind of had some injury issues, right? But like you'd have these kids from my team, right, who were like, I'd watch them, they'd be like, and Brian Rose would throw like a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. All right. And these kids would be like, would come in, they'd be like, okay. It's like, no, dude, you're not going to
saw that one. Now I'm all set.
Yeah, now I'm all set. Like I'm gonna get you now.
Like it's if Rocky was real, like you don't get punched in the face and then go, oh, we're in a fight now. No one does that. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Exactly. Like, stop being a hardo. Like, yeah, like it's not gonna happen.
All
Yeah.
right, so you're number 2.
All right. So my number 2. Did you do your number 2 yet? Oh yeah, your number 2 was yeah. So my number 2 is Hunter Renfro, 158.
Oh, I forgot about Hunter.
Did you see him? So this is why he's my number 2. Did you see him lose the ball in the lights the other day? He like, it was a pop fly.
It's that now.
Lost the ball in the lights, right? What's his face? Marwin Gonzalez or whatever goes out. He's the first baseman. He goes out to get it. He looks like he probably has a beat on it, and Renfro's like, he loses it, bounces into the crowd double, whatever it was, right? And just a god awful play. And then they point up to the lights in the sky, and it's like, it's like, oh,
there's lights. We get it.
Remy's like, it's really bright, and there's like, the clouds are there, and I'm just like, dude, catch the, then have some like sunglasses, have some blue blockers. Remember that commercial? Like, I'm a man, I'm a blue blocker. Like, get your blue blockers on and freaking watch the freaking catch the ball. I'm starting to get really kind of buzzed here. I'm starting to get crazy here. I'm starting to, all right, but yeah, that pissed me off, and I don't think anything of this guy. I don't know about this guy.
All right, we both have the same number 1, obviously.
All right, so yeah, Garrett Richards.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
go.
This guy. First of all, I mean, you're paying him $10 million a year. They had a fucking press conference when this dude got signed. This dude got a press conference. Okay, Garrett Richards got a press conference. I mean, like, what are we talking about? And it's
like COVID masks on and like virtual uniform putting ons, and oh my god.
His full speed pitch is 92, 93. His off speed pitch is 91. I mean, it's like, it's just boring. I'm going to try to pick away at the corner of the plate. Most of the time I'm going to throw a ball. You're going to foul it off to the, away from you 8 gajillion times, because I'm going to keep kind of throwing it out there. And then I'm going to make a mistake inside and you're going to smash it.
Right. I'm not going to challenge you because I can't.
No, because the second I come in the inner half of the plate, you absolutely rip one off the wall.
And I look like a douchebag.
Yeah. And I got a dumb mustache, and I'm
all right. So two more subjects here. This is our magnum opus, I think, of a podcast. I like it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do like we're gonna do like a podcast filibuster.
we're doing like a Chappelle stand-up. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just keep going. All right. So the Red Sox announced their collaboration with Nike on their City Connect jerseys. These things are yellow and powder blue. I'm sure you're gonna be living under a rock if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Everyone's seen them. Right?
Yellow, powder blue.
We've all seen the Boston Marathon jacket, so I mean,
right. If you've ever seen a Boston Marathon jacket, it's pretty much that, but in a baseball uniform. All right. So people freaked the fuck out about these things. But Andy, I want to get your comments on this, because I want to know initially what you thought. First saw them.
I don't know, man. I didn't think anything one way or the other, to be honest. I saw it and I went, oh, they're selling uniforms. I mean, it's these people who think the Boston Red Sox are like actually really part of like their heritage or something like this, or like it's I don't know, man. I don't care. They do different colored jerseys for everything. I've seen this so many times. Oh, they're just trying to make money. No shit. Yeah. So I get it. I don't know. Mickey Mouse looks stupid in anything but the regular Mickey Mouse pants, but they still keep putting him in a bunch of shit because people buy the stuffed animals.
Yeah, I mean, remember a couple of years ago when they had the they had the Red Sox in there. You know, the Red Sox used to wear their like Irish outfits.
I was thinking that exactly. Yeah.
In like spring training.
How many green Irish hats are a bunch of idiots walking around in Fenway with? Stop it. Oh, right. Where's the Red Sox colors? I got to see that red or it's not the Red Sox. So you mean like their away uniforms for 50 years with zero red in them?
Right. Well, exactly. I mean, you know, you think about, you know, the Red Sox used to wear those St. Patrick's Day uniforms on St. Patrick's Day. That's fine. And a lot of every team does that. Actually, they at least wear a green hat. Like they don't change their whole uniforms, but at least they wear a green hat, right? Whatever. Who cares? But then the Red Sox started wearing that. You know, they had like a Boston Celtics Day.
Yeah. Yep.
Kobe Ellsbury stole like home against the Yankees. I think Ellsbury stole home plate or something with those uniforms on, right? So people aren't outraged about that, but they're outraged about these uniforms. And our good friend of the show, Drew Athens, says utter trash but uninspiring, given what atrocities Nike has unleashed as the official uniform supplier of the NBA. We all
I like that you call it Nike.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get there. We all know this was going to happen in MLB once they took over baseball uniforms. Get ready for more and more irrelevant and unnecessary theme uniforms in baseball. Okay, so here's my thing. I totally agree with Drew. Nike taking over the NBA and their uniforms, like there's no color coordination. Like I don't care about design. I want it to be kind of some semblance of the color of the team. What do you got on this, Andy?
I fucking know. I mean, what you still? Ooh, I like the sound of vinyl. Those CDs that ruins the music. It's like, what are you, 100 years old? And Drew, and I love Drew, God bless him, but he's got the spirit of like a 120-year-old. It's just I don't know, man. I don't subscribe to the Ken Burns baseball. You know, it's like it's baseball. It's in our hearts. Come in. It's 2021. Everybody's cashing in whenever they can. God damn it, dude. I'm sorry. At this point, if baseball, if for
they
some
do anything to make themselves more popular,
dude, if you can do something to get a 16-year-old kid to say, I want to buy that jersey, I mean, fine. And listen, I don't think the Boston Marathon's the answer, but you got to take some swings. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's you know, come on, man.
Here's the other thing I wanted to say. There was a bunch of comments, and this was the great one. And the winner is honor the victims of the Boston Marathon. They're talking about the Red Sox. Honor the victims by running out a ground ball for once. That was like wow.
I love that.
Holy shit. All right, so here's my take on the uniforms. All right.
Yep.
If the font on the front was a Red Sox font with the powder blue, because they have the powder blue Red Sox hats, yeah, with the traditional B, and there's like some yellow on there, and I know it's the colors of the Boston Athletic Association. I get that, but like if they had the Boston, you know, font, I think I'd be more down with it. I think it's a little bit too modern for me, but that's okay. All right, who cares about that? All right, let's go. So last topic for our drunk asses on a Friday night. This is why it's called Loaded on Lansdowne, folks. We just drink and talk about baseball and other shitty things. All right, let's go. Texas Rangers, full capacity, opening day. I thought it was majestic to see. This has nothing to, don't judge me with the COVID shit. I thought it was awesome to see. What do you got on this? I think it's going to be a great experiment to see what happens here with this.
I know what you mean by experiment, but you know as well as I do, regardless of if they say there was 1 billion cases of COVID because of this, the other side will say they're liars. If they say there were 0 cases of COVID because of this, the other side will say they're liars. So I don't know about that as far as the experiment goes, because I don't think anyone will buy it. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever. Those people want to go. I get it. It's all the way in Texas, so it's really not my problem. I mean, I wouldn't go, but more because I don't really like going anyways. But I don't know.
Come on, you don't like going to baseball games with me. Come on, we had.
Some... Oh, of course I like going with you. I don't like going to opening day anymore and stuff like that. It's just.
I hear. I know. I understand what you're saying.
So yeah, it's. I don't see it as a great thing. I don't see it as a bad thing. Whatever. I didn't.
Right. I'm kind of the same way, right? Look, once you have beliefs in things, and once you have ideologies and things, like this is what America doesn't get. It's very hard to change people's minds unless it's like legit firsthand shit.
Yeah.
Right. So you can hashtag all you want. You can put out all these commercials all you want. You can put out all these articles all you want. It really doesn't matter. What makes people change is something that hits them personally at home. Like to your point, right? Like as in Texas, I don't give a fuck, right? And I don't give a fuck either. So it's like, what happens in Texas. And, I think we'll see what happens with this. I think there's going to be some sort of, I don't want to say repercussion, but there'll be an effect and like.
But I guess here's the thing: they did it for one day, and then they're going back, and I think a lot of that had to do with they don't think they'll sell out every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But when you only do it for one day, it kind of negates the hey, I think it's completely safe. We should, you know what I mean? It's the I'm making a point, and it's I think the risk is worth it. So I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I think the risk is, but I'll do it for one day. So it's like, if you really thought it was just completely safe and that we should be doing this, then have a sack and just do it every single day.
Right.
Sell every possible ticket you can and accept the fact that maybe everyone's not ready to come back. So you won't have a full stadium, but keep selling tickets until people aren't buying. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you really think it's safe, or are you just trying to make a point so you can be a big, cool Texas guy? Yeah. Hey, our freedom, so do you really think it's safe, or do you just go, you know what? It's worth the risk for me to be a big Texas guy.
Right. And from what I read, I guess compliance. So you had to wear a mask going in.
Yeah.
You had to wear a mask under the concourses. And if you weren't eating and drinking, you had to wear a mask.
Well, we all saw the pictures, so
Andy, you and I have been to a million baseball games together. Have we ever not had some sort
I'm always eating or drinking.
Food or like we're just
always eating or drinking.
This is us. Like it's like a juggling act. It's like hot dog, beer, hot dog, beer. Like our mask would never be on, right? But they did say that that under the concourse, everyone was compliant. So hey, I don't know.
Where there weren't cameras, everyone was compliant.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, so that's it for this episode of Loaded on Lansdowne. I actually got pretty loaded during that.
Not bad. Good to be around. Woo!
It's good to be around. All right, so listen, here's the deal. Andy and I are going to we're gonna get together now. We're both fully vaxxed, and we're both fully vaxxed, and we're gonna be getting together in person from now on, right? We decided this is what we're gonna
do it.
All right, we're gonna still do the YouTube thing because we're gonna have personal computers, and we're gonna do a Zoom meeting.
They don't need to
be right beside each other.
They don't need the explanation, right?
It's called technology. All right, so that's it. Loaded on Lansdowne. We are out.
Peace.